Good morning. I look all very fuzzy. Whoops, a daisy. I don't know if you can see me clearly, but it looks incredibly... I don't know where the camera is at the front. I look a bit fuzzy, but maybe it'll clear in a little bit. How does it look to you guys? Can you see me? Do I look as if I'm in the mist? So how is everyone this fine Wednesday? I'm not really sure why the phone is doing that. I can't really see. And if I touch anything, morning Kimberly, morning Susan, morning Julie, Dreamy. Let's go for Dreamy. Maybe I accidentally hit some a wee bit foggy, yeah. I'm not going to touch anything because it'll go off and it starts doing stuff and then I get distracted. So you just have to go with the dreamy, foggy phase today. And just listen to my voice, to the content, the magical content. So, eating, breathing, sleeping. How difficult can it be? How far away from our natural cycles have we got? And, it's just, when I was researching for the book, which was obviously primarily last year, I did get really shocked actually at the fact that we have the science and have had the science for a long time, sometimes over 100 years, and we're still not using the information. That seems to me quite criminal, to be honest. But the breath cure, he does this thing called LSD, which is long, slow and deep. So basically you're still doing your diaphragm breathing. So you're nice, slow, and then just out. So it's long and it's slow and it's deep and it is gentle. So what we want to do is slow the breathing down because we know that we're going to get a lot more oxygen, like a significant amount. You can get up to 20% more oxygen into your precious cells. And that's what we want to be doing because disease cannot live in a hydrated, oxygenated environment. So what he discovered, and the research has shown from 2005, that if people who are going to have a heart attack or who are going to end up in, vocabulary failure, high dependency. What is the name for that when they call you? Intensive care. So if you're going to end up in intensive care or going to have a heart attack, they can tell before by the amount of breaths that you're having in a minute cycle. And in actual fact, if you can learn then to breathe properly, and could you prevent that, they actually can prevent these incidents from happening. Now, read the research up. I'll try and find the link on it. It's just like, it blew me away. I'm like, we've known this for the best part of 20 years and we're still not teaching breathing in doctor surgeries and hospitals when we have what everybody likes to have, the hardcore science around it. It makes no sense. Anyway, before we go any further, let's do our 4-7-8 breath. Let me see if I can find something to... wipe this because it is quite annoying. No, it doesn't really make any difference, did it? Never mind. So in for 4, hold for 7 and out for 8. So breathing in, hold and out. And in, hold and out. And in, hold and out. And in. Hold. And out. Okay. And just feel. Remember, feelings are the language of the body. The body is our subconscious mind, and our body is a manifestation of our mind. And you may have noticed that all true health starts and finishes in here. When we go way down the problem track, worst case scenario track, what if we all die? We create, the body doesn't know that that's not real. The body goes into fight or flight and starts to give us the chemistry as if we are all going to die. And then so it goes into survival. It's genius when you think about it. So you're going into survival because you've literally told the body that you should, because there's a huge problem. When in actual fact, nothing's happened apart from you, with your mind, has gone to the worst case scenario. And you have exactly the same power to go to the best case scenario or to go into trust. What would it do? What would it take for me to feel more alive, more joyful, more trusting? It's a funny time to trust because literally everything I hear in the news, I think that's a lot of crap. What a lot of crap. Twisting the figures, because what they do is they look at it from one angle. And of course, we know that a reality is perceptional in nature. So it depends what you're looking at. And this is what we're doing with the body. That we take this snapshot of the body in time, we look at it and we make a story up. And that story is very often negative. We go looking for the problem. And guess what happens? We find it. And then it's as if this body, this ecosystem never changes, it never moves. And you could take the scan every single second of the day for years and you would see something different. And the person who's looking at it would see something different because the observer changes everything. And this is something that you have to know. I'm working with people, as you know, who have been diagnosed terminal, incurable, or just simply with cancer, etc. But all these labels, if you have them, can be devastating because your mind grabs a hold of it and every single thing the body does, everything you see is through that lens. Very dangerous way to treat people, if you ask me, causing a lot more problems than we solve when we know now categorically that food can be your medicine. And you're not allowed to say that, but I'm saying it, obviously. So when you realise that your external environment and everything you put in the body is either feeding the ecosystem to help it be nourished and harmonious, or it's destroying your ecosystem. So even the food you're eating, you're feeding that 5 pounds of microbiota in your gut. It's not even you that's really getting the food. So we need to change the way we're looking at the body, because then you clearly see that, you know, the ecosystem, for you to be vital, not just alive, because this is the problem that we've got now. It's like, keep people alive, keep people alive. You're like, no, allow these beautiful, graceful processes to just work their own way. Death is not a failure. It's a natural part, a process of life. And our fear of death, we're keeping people alive half dead. When you truly want to heal, you don't want to be medicated to the hilt where you don't have energy to even go out into your garden. No desire, no needs, no desire. That's really the main word. You don't want to do things. You don't want to be part of a community. You're not excited by what's happening on the planet in this massive shift. Morning, Joy. So this is what it's all about for me. It's not about not dying. Heal Scotland movement is not about that. It's about living with joy and purpose and excitement, so that you're getting up every day and you're looking out at the most incredible beauty and you appreciate it, and you appreciate the humans around you, and we'll learn to live in harmony with each other and with nature. And when we do that, we will heal. You know, We know from Lynn McTaggart's research, morning Billy, community and altruism heal. And when we get a diagnosis and we become body and self-obsessed, because that's what the system does, we're not seen as part of the whole. When you see yourself as part of this whole and everything around you and the people around you, the people that believe in you, the people that get this new way to see ourselves as humans on this planet, not just as a big, powerless meat suit that gets handed into a hospital to get fixed. You know, that is not true healing. You might need to do that on occasion, but true healing comes from really changing your perception as to who you are and what you are and the phenomenal power that you have over it. So if you're trying to heal from an allegedly incurable disease, you have to then go realize that you're directing yourselves with your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your beliefs, your perceptions. All of that is having an impact. And of course, what we know mainly is what we're putting in our mouths. What we're eating is given the good army or the bad army. That's how it works. What are you feeding today? Are you feeding the army for restore and repair, or are you feeding the army for fire? Are you adding to the fire, or are you dousing the fire? Because it's all about the inflammation and the oxygenation within the cells. And we can fix that really, really simply. But it's much more fun if you're doing it collectively. And that's why part of the Heal Scotland movement, Let's Get Growing, is really, really important. We need to grow our own food. Because it's the only thing that we can really, really take control of. Then we know that the soil, the biome of the soil is healthy and will serve the food that we then put into the body, because we have made a right royal balls up with the food chain properly. There is SOS, salt, oils and sugar infiltrated into everything, and we are inadvertently putting that through the body and our children's bodies without really realising. Anyway, I'm ranting on. You know what I'm like when I get on the subject. Have a wonderful day, and I'll chat to you tomorrow. Well, no, I won't actually. I'm not going to be online for the next few days because we've got Scotland's Wild Medicine weekend, so I have no internet. But I'll see you next week. Ciao.